Hello, this is Nathan with HunterByDesign.com. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. I wanted to start today by giving a big shout out, a big congratulations to my little cousin Clay. Clay's 7 and he just shot his first turkey in this fall turkey season here in Missouri. So congratulations, Clay. We've also got some other footage for you today. We told you early on that we would share both of our successes and failures. And I've got to show you a failure on my part. Had a coyote sneak in on me the other day and turned my head, happened to see him over there, and kind of rushed the shot. Thought I had the yardage figured out, but I ended up misjudged the yardage and ended up shooting right over his back. And so it was a neat encounter. It was fun. And then that same day I actually saw a small buck that passed through, and so I got some neat footage of him as well. Then I got some tips for you again today, what to kind of be looking for this time of year to try to help you be successful. Here in Missouri, we're at the beginning of the rut, and things are getting exciting. And so stay tuned. If you like what you see here at Hunter by Design, do us a favor and subscribe. We would sure appreciate it. So enjoy the show today. Good morning. This is Nathan with HunterByDesign.com, and I wanted to share with you a little bit. It is October 30th, and I want to give you a tip for this week. You can see here I'm sitting next to a buck rub here, and this buck actually made a scrape here below the rub as well, as they often do. And so right now is a great time of year to be seeing a lot of these. In some places that they've started a few weeks ago. Here in Missouri, right now is a great time for them to really be, we're in the pre-rut here, and so seen a buck just the other day, neck was starting to swell a little bit, so they are they're getting in the mood and they're starting to tear up stuff. A good thing to remember about buck rubs is that typically it's not something they come back to visit a lot necessarily. I mean, scrapes, they visit a lot more. They'll come scent check and check for does and make their rounds every so often to see if a doe is ready. But one thing that's great about rubs is that they usually are, you can usually tell how a deer is traveling, how the bucks are traveling by the rubs. Typically there'll be kind of a rub line, and so you can kind of go through the woods and you can kind of follow the way the buck is going. Another thing I pay attention to a lot is what side of the tree is the rub on. Typically that will give us an idea what direction the deer is headed when it's coming through that timber. That's not always the case, but typically if you can find 3, 4, 5, or 6 rubs in a row, typically they'll be on the same side of the tree, and that's a good indication that the buck is traveling that way. Rubs can tell you a little bit about the deer that you're hunting. Typically what I like to do is kind of look and see where the rub they're actually making with their brow tines, mostly where they're really getting into the tree. And so sometimes you can tell a little bit about a deer just by how high the rub is on the tree. Obviously the higher the rub, the deer is probably a little bit bigger deer. But what I like to look at mostly when I'm looking at a rub is I'm looking at where did the brow tines stop, where are they quitting, and then where can you see damage up on the tree where they're other antlers are getting up. And this isn't a for sure sign, but it can kind of give you some ideas of some tine length. And so this deer here, you can see this tree's been nicked up in here, and so, you know, we're looking at probably, you know, maybe some 8-inch G2, something like that. Obviously, it's not exact science. He could have raised his head, flopped around, did whatever he wanted to do on this tree, but it can be some good signs, especially if a tree is really worked over and you see some definite places up high here. That's usually a good sign of, gives you a little bit of an idea of what the tine length is and what's going on in your timber.
Time to get out there in the woods. This is my favorite time of the year. Is just around the corner. That first and second week in November here in Missouri, that seems to be the hottest week of the rut. It's kind of the beginning of the rut, and the deer are going crazy, and you just never know what you're going to see when that's happening. And so good luck to you, and stay tuned. We're going to be getting out in the woods a lot more here in the next couple weeks, and hopefully we can have some good footage of putting something down on the ground. So thanks a lot for watching.